The workplace is going to be very different for the average 18-year-old that they're going into from the one that I certainly went into and the one that my mother and father went into. There's a fundamental change at the moment brought about by the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So the Fourth Industrial Revolution is the convergence or the fusion of a number of technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, drones. We're seeing these converge and they're fundamentally changing the world of work and the world of work that 18-year-olds will go into. We're also seeing the impact of the decoupling of jobs from employment. So a number of workers going into the job market won't necessarily have an employment contract, but they will be freelancers and they'll be contracted in to do certain work. So the business models of Uber, the business models of Deliveroo are completely disrupting the employment framework. And that's freeing people up so they can have a portfolio of careers. So certainly when I left school, I kind of had one career trajectory, whereas the people that are leaving school today are going to have a number of careers, maybe up to 15 careers throughout their lifetime, their working lifetime, which is very exciting. The other thing that we're seeing is automation in the workplace. So robots and bots going into the workplace, artificial intelligence. Again, they're doing the dull, dirty, dangerous, boring jobs that a lot of humans don't want to do. And so that's going to free our 18-year-olds up to go and be more creative, more innovative, and have time to do the things that they enjoy doing, whereas the robots will be doing the dull, dangerous, dirty jobs. We're seeing a lot more remote working. So again, the fact that you don't need to be present at the place or the organisation where it is, we're seeing now technology enable this remoteness. And so again, that's kind of liberating for these new people that are going into the world of work. It doesn't necessarily mean they need to be in Aberdeen. They could be in London, or they could be in Spain, or wherever they can be working. So there's more of a trust that needs to be put into place, and I think that young people are looking for that trust with their employees. So collaboration is hugely important in the new world of work. Diversity brings collaboration, and it's important that we look at diverse and inclusive workforces now. I talk a lot about innovation, and collaboration brings innovation because at the heart of innovation is the collective brain, is the collective mindset. So what we're seeing in a lot of organisations now is a move away from these siloed thinkings. So in marketing, you're surrounded by marketers. In finance, you're surrounded by finance. What collaboration brings those people together so that they can have innovative ideas, so that they can work together, so they have a lot of diverse perspectives and have that cultural diversity that you really need to develop innovation. So I think when the 18-year-old going into the world of work just now, it's quite daunting. There's a lot of change going on, a lot of technology change going on at the moment. But in a way, they should feel empowered as well. I think there's a culture change, there's a culture shift that we're seeing in the advent of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And I think what we're seeing now is young people are empowered to make a difference. And people that we speak to, certainly in the universities, they want to have an impact. They want to make a positive impact, not just economically, but also culturally and socially as well. When we help people start businesses now, they're looking at people and passion rather than profits, which is great. And so we see those people not necessarily wanting to go into large organisations, but maybe starting up their own organisations or going into smaller organisations where they can have a real impact. Every young person has this incredible ability and drive to be extraordinary. And if they can harness some of that, they can develop that with confidence, with a convincing and compelling kind of pitch almost, then that'll put them in really good stead. So some advice for a young person that's going into the world of work, an 18-year-old that's going into the world of work, I think it's really to embrace some new skill sets and to look at how you can develop a skill set that goes beyond your subject matter expertise. We're really looking at things like collaboration, teamworking, problem solving, and we're problem solving every day. Certainly, so again, my son's 18. He plays a lot of Fortnite. He's problem solving through Fortnite. He's going on YouTube and he's problem solving. He often will use YouTube as his go-to when he's got a problem to solve. He'll find out how to do something, and so he's using these skills constantly, research skills. I think another tip that I could give to kind of 18-year-olds that are going into the world of work is to be confident. Is to be confident in themselves. Is to think about what it is that they can bring to the employer, because they will have a number of skills that they won't realise about. And so they need to kind of look at themselves, look at what they're good at, what they enjoy doing as well. Maybe make a list of that, and then shine a light on some of those, and be confident in their ability to deliver that. So for example, you don't necessarily need to be kind of academically excellent, but you might have some fantastic ways of creating cartoons, or you might have fantastic ways of being sociable. So there's lots of different skills, lots of different talents that people have that they can bring to the fore when going into an employment situation. And they should do that, and so they should kind of do an audit of their own skills, what they like doing, what they enjoy doing, and get a kind of self-reflective piece on them, and then they can then explore that and take that to an employer and build on them and promote them when they're speaking to employers. I think more than ever today, employers need to have empathy. They need to walk in the shoes of young people, and that's not easy to do. These young people are now looking to make an impact on the world. They care about their environment, they care about each other, and they also use completely different channels. So my son, who's 18, he's just started at university. He's on playing Fortnite, he's on YouTube, and he's on TikTok. A lot of people running companies don't understand those channels. And if you look at diversity and inclusion is so important now. It's so important with these organisations, and it's really important that they listen to what's happening with these young people. Gen Z have their own culture, their own environment, they know what they want to get from the world, and the world of work in particular. A lot of it's about creating the right environment, creating the right culture that really speaks to the needs of the young people. For example, we know that young people want to learn. They want to continuously learn, so they don't just learn at university, but throughout their young life, and then going into middle age, and then they want to be continuing on a learning journey, and they want change and they want vibrancy. And so it's important that employers provide the opportunities for them to learn new things, to be innovative, and to try new ideas, and not to be afraid of failing. They don't want to be afraid of failing. They want to be able to try new things, and if they don't work, then they move on to the next thing. And so organisations now need to find a way to weave the voice of the 18-year-old, the 19-year-old into their organisation, into the narrative, particularly when they're looking to recruit them. And so it's important that they have those people, and they're listening to those ideas and taking the temperature of those Gen Zs, because it's very different to certainly the world of work that I went into, and the world of work that most people of my age went into.